Hey everyone, welcome to COPICafe. This is episode 41. 41.
41.
This is episode
Wow.
42.
No, 41.
We're just going up by two from now on. Makes it seem like we've done a lot more. No, you've got Rob Gregg here and Josh Jones, and we're going to do a short and sweet COPICafe video for you, just because we want to give you the facts and we've listened to some feedback. By the way, we have had feedback from some of you around COPICafe, but what we're going to do here pretty soon is send out a form to everybody on our Discord. It's going to ask you all sorts of questions. Part of that form will be covering feedback on COPICafe, how we can make it better for you. Do we need to shut up and stop talking about weird stuff and just keep it to the facts, or you know what? Like, we've tried to keep it very casual and also informative. That's our goal here, is to keep you update with things that we're working on and to be transparent with you guys, our community. That's very important to us. So that's what this is all about. But we do want to hear from you and allow you to give us ideas on making it better for what you'd like to see. That being said, Rob, what are you drinking today?
Well, I will keep this brief. I have a Radnor Fruits
Rad
juice.
Radnam, okay.
Yeah,
Forest fruits,
Radnor.
right?
I mean, you need binoculars to see the side
And
of
you
it.
do a great job of having excellent drink variety.
The
I
problem with this, though, is I don't have a straw, so I'm not actually going to drink it. I can't.
just
Oops.
pull off the little tab and suck on it during the show. Please do that. Just do that. Just pull off the tab and then just nurse on it. Yeah, that would be entertaining. I'm just having a good old coffee. All right, we're gonna get right at it. You guys ready?
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. Some of the fun stuff we've had going on this week is acceptance criteria. We, as you guys know, are about to be delivering a racing game very soon, either early Q2 or late Q1. I'd say early Q2. And we're about to be delivering a desktop launcher to facilitate that for security purposes, for launching purposes, all sorts of best practices around that. Uh, there's a lot entailed in that. And so we started this week so far with having a few meetings on acceptance criteria for both the desktop launcher and the racing game, where we went through everything that needs to be there, that's an absolute must, and the things that can be tabled until the next release. What are your thoughts on all of
Yeah.
that, Rob? How do you feel
No,
about it?
yeah, you're right. So we finally got what's coming in the MVP signed off now. So now we have that. I mean, we already had the features that we want, but now those guys have pure focus, which we can measure against, and we can put, monitor these every week as we get closer and closer. So yeah, they are. We're getting close to release, which is the main take from this.
Yeah, it's interesting when you go down to planning the MVP, every little detail comes up, and that's
Yeah,
what has to happen.
yeah.
We have to, because you might not think of something. You got to go through each part and get granular and make sure everybody's clear, everybody's on the same page. It's a communication exercise. Sometimes it gets a little, heated because like some people want something. It's just we're all passionate about this project, and we've got to come to an agreement on exactly what will be released.
Well, we to give an example, we look at the desktop launcher. We had a discussion about the news section. Now, the news section within the launcher is a really important feature.
Mhm.
However, is that absolutely necessary? Is that for the minimum product? Well, no, maybe it's not. So we're not saying we're ditching the feature. It's just one feature that we don't have to focus on, and therefore it won't
It's
hold us
not
up for delivery.
paramount. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not paramount. It may get covered in the release, but I actually had some ideas after the call. I know I had some questions and concerns about the news feed.
Mm.
For me, it's like, all right, that feed shouldn't be a distraction that sends somebody off to watch a COPICafe episode, but it should be very game related to augment and push people and teach somebody something new that they might be able to use in the game or whatever it may be. It should get
Yeah.
everyone excited about the game because you're in the launcher. The point is you're about to launch Cornucopias and join in the island and everything in the bubbles and have an experience. And so we don't want to distract people with information that is irrelevant. But after that meeting this morning, I started thinking about that, and I was like, what is a player? A typical player has a journey that they go through. There's the beginning phases where they're just getting introduced to the game. In my mind, we keep information very limited so that they can stay focused on the game and get into the game in the very beginning. And then
Yeah.
we gradually feed them more information as a unique experience. So one player may have this experience with the desktop launcher, and this is just an idea for the future. But the next player is going on a different journey because, well, they just started. So they're back at stage one where it's like, here's the tutorial. Here's what we want you to experience right
Mhm.
now. Jump in it. But then after you've been there for a month or, whatever the period of time is, we can say, all right, now to enrich your experience, like the enrich phase is check out Copious Academy, where you can go through some hacks, and, well, not hacks in the literal version,
Yep.
but like little tricks to the game to help you improve your experience. There's all sorts of things like that we can do. But yeah, that was a good point. And I do think the news feed is essential and a great
But
aspect.
we can also have different levels of feature as well. So um, this might be a leak, it might not be, but the desktop launcher itself will be a full-blown Cardano wallet, i.e., it will be able to see the blockchain and read it and display NFTs. However, for version 1, the MVP, that's going to have very limited functionality. So you're going to be able to you'll connect your wallet that you want to use in the game. That will be connected via the website. So that connect functionality will not be part of the desktop launcher for the MVP. However, you will be able to see those NFTs in your wallets, and you'll be able to look around them. Now, in the future, so the of the MVP, we also have an MVP of the features in there. In
Hmm.
the future, you'll not only be able to view your NFTs, you'll be able to interact with them in all different kind of ways. 3D objects, you'll be able to zoom in and move around. You will have tools in that launcher, so you'll be able to create your own NFTs, or you'll be able. So we have an MVP of a product, but we also have MVPs of the features within that product as well.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one of the topics that keeps coming up a lot with us and our team in terms of development is, like, a lot of times you and I were very vision focused. We're looking to
Yeah.
where we want this to be in 5 years, and then we have to reverse engineer back to the present. And then a
Mhm.
lot of our devs and our team is very focused on, well, our next release. They have to be heads down on that, and so
Yeah.
anything that comes outside of that, they can feel like, oh, hey, hold on. But the reality is, like, analogous to what you just said about the desktop launcher would be the custom domes. We're not going to launch the custom domes with full-fledged creative ability build, like, with a massive advanced building kit. We'll
Yeah.
launch the custom domes with building kits in their MVP form. Obviously, we'd love to be able to do everything, but when that day comes later, we will gradually unfold and develop that to achieve the full vision whenever that may be. But a lot of
Yeah.
that full vision is to really empower the community to
And
create.
I think when you're looking at building the metaverse game, if it's it's not like other games. When you look at something like Mario, so Mario's been developed from the 80s, the 90s. So you'll have Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3D, Super Mario. All these different games will come out, and those games themselves will have version 2 and version 3 and version 4. Ours is just one game. There won't be a version 2 of Cornucopias. There might be build release version 1.1.1 thousand or something like that, but you'll only ever have one game. So those features and those mini games, they will just evolve over time.
Yep.
And we'll talk about so yeah. So it's a different way of looking at it. But we can think, what will the game look like in 5, 6, 7 years from now? What will happen to Solace when other zones are around, and maybe people now lose an interest in Solace, The landowners of Solace won't lose interest. So how do we then reinvigorate Solace and bring parts of that map alive? That
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
so we think about that now, so that in the future things can
We're,
come back alive
we've
again.
built it according to allowing for that
Yeah,
to
we don't
exist.
just
Yeah.
want to put Solace out there, forget about it. Let's move on to the next thing. That's not how it works. Just like real world,
Yeah.
cities evolve and grow independently of other cities.
Yep. 100%. So, that last point about the custom domes empowering the community to create, that's been a huge aspect of what we want to do, because you think of the ethos of crypto. It's so community based, and
Hmm.
it's like the collective, what
Yeah,
can we all do together, right? And so over time we've really been thinking of, we wanted to empower the artists, and which is why in the very beginning Seven made that video, and I retweeted it from our Cornucopias account, because it's like, hey, look what our community's doing.
yeah.
There's things like that we do to empower our community and get people fired up, which is interesting because I heard Josh, you remember Josh from I forget the name of his show, Late
Like,
Game, Late
yeah,
Game, yeah.
I remember.
So he did that art, revolutionary art video talking about cornucopias.
Yeah, amazing.
And I thought that was a great video. He did an excellent job. He's very intelligent and very articulate, and produces excellent content. So I would recommend you guys go check that out. But I think we're gonna go ahead and have him on the show next week, just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, late games. We reached out to him literally 20 minutes before we started the show. So it's like, do you want to
About
come on
20
the
minutes ago.
show? So, I mean, there's a leak. If you can come on next week, but I mean, yeah, when when we look at YouTubers creating content, there's a certain format that works, and this is what's been announced, and we can talk about that, and those are great because they really inform people. But what I see from his videos is kind of game speculation, but also a deeper understanding. So that
Mhm.
shows that he's not just kind of reporting the news; he's actually adding to the narrative as well. And no, I remember meeting him at CNFT Con, and we had a good chat there. And I told him that one of his ideas came into the game. He'll never find out which idea it was, but yeah. But this is how we can, the community can really get involved and add to our game. Obviously, it's full of feedback.
Yeah, yeah. So look, there's only it's just a matter of time, and we're gonna do things over time that empowers you guys to help, and to governance, for example, or voting, or community participation in an NFT project. So my wife had an idea to why don't we have the community come up with a bunch of different ideas around an NFT, and then we do a vote, and then we do an NFT sale related to that, whatever that theme is, or whatever we're
Mhm.
doing, which you added to it, saying, oh yeah, we could do that for part of our testing for our next test. So that might be something that we do for that, but we would give direction to the community so that the style of whatever we put out feels on brand,
Yeah,
because it would be released and minted by Cornucopias. But that, then maybe the funds from that would go towards our wellness program, or maybe they would go towards a charity, or maybe they would part of it would go back to the community or something like that. And that would be part of our next test when we're testing new features on our marketplace.
yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I think something
I
we'll
think the
continue to do.
community understand how powerful they are to the game. I mean, they even affect our lives as well. We're forever chatting in Discord, so that's a two-way communication. Last week, or was it the week before, when we talked about Chat GPT and Journey,
Hmm.
that was inspired because of the design architecture channel that the community are building. So we're always listening, and we're always taking on ideas and feedback.
Yep. 100%. Uh, Even some of the recent comments on COPICafe from the one
Oh,
guy.
I know. But see, I
Doesn't
know
like that
somebody
we
said,
talk about our drinks. He's like, get to the point. You're wasting my
yeah,
time.
I don't
And
care
I'm
what you
like,
drink.
hey, dude, go check the major announcements channel in Discord. It's
Yeah,
that easy.
it's
Like
funny.
there's one place where you can get the basics. Just
And
go there. If you don't like it, don't watch. But
uh,
no, we hear your ideas. We want to. We're gonna let everybody vote. Um. Anyway, that was funny when you sent that out. The
yeah,
COPICafe. The one guy in our YouTube comments was like, "Yeah, dude, I don't want to hear about your drinks.
yeah.
What
I mean,
flavor your latte
the
is."
funny comments. I mean, we get thousands. We get tens of other comments that say the great, and we definitely recognise them as well. And we share videos internally with our team as well. We share comments in our internal Discord. We have a, a channel called Sentiment Pulse, where we do snippets of what people are sharing on Twitter or on YouTube or in Discord.
Related to Cornucopias or in general. Yeah.
Just other games, yeah. What other games are doing? What's on trend? What's positive? What's negative? Anything really. So we watch and listen to the whole space, and the community play definitely an invaluable part of that, because sometimes they tip us off on, have you seen what this game's doing? Well, that's interesting. Well, you're like,
Interestingly enough, you you just
what,
made me think of what I had to email our attorney about. Just in protecting our name, so there's not marketplace confusion. There was a video that did come up from the community that made me aware of another project that would really cause confusion with what we're trying to do, and yeah, so we gotta deal with that. But there's things like that that overall, it got me thinking about what are the different categories and ways we can empower community. Well, one is in the custom domes. Another is we can empower the press. We can empower influencers in one way or another, which you and I have talked a lot about an ambassador program at some point that there will be. So we can empower ambassadors as well. We can empower um, the team with, like, that our ideas page with the team, and just in within Discord. So I love that idea, and we'll always be thinking in terms of that. And I think Josh in his video recognized that, and it's going to be fun to have him on the show next week and just hear from him. What's his perspective on the Cardano community? What's happening in crypto overall?
yeah.
And just, yeah, it'll be good to have him on the show.
For,
Um,
for me, the artwork is, um, we're trying to raise the bar. We're trying to show what's possible, um, in with using modern technology, and Unreal Engine 5 is modern. In 5 years from now, um, every game on Unreal Engine will there'll be that many templates out there. A lot of the games will start looking the same. So we have to innovate early and have our art style different from what all those other games will look like. We saw it with Unreal Engine 4, we've seen it with Unity. People use the same packs,
well, thank
games start
goodness
looking the
for that.
same.
Yeah. Thank goodness for that. For real, like, there's a lot of people that try to get that start, and good for them. There's nothing wrong, but like, you
No,
can't stay there.
if
It's
you're a
it's
small,
very
yeah, a
it's
small
essential to have
company,
your own unique style. There's no AAA game out
no,
there that succeeded with marketplace assets, and that's one thing that's really powerful about what we've done. Is with the look and feel of the game. David's just done a tremendous job with he's got a great eye for what looks good, and elevating our graphics to the next level with UE5. You can look at the difference.
yeah,
It's amazing. But that kind of brings us up to the next point, really. Unless there was anything else you wanted to cover, I wanted to get our video up there. So
no, no,
this is our, we're launching the website. It's either being launched along with this COPICafe or very, very soon after it. And our new website redesign, I'm incredibly proud of it. I think it's a lot more reflective of what we've done and where we've come. And Jeff and the team have all done a remarkable job. Jeff, Michael, Matt, everyone, in just like getting Mark, just getting these assets, even David getting assets over from the game to put into this website. It's beautiful. David did the cinematic video for it, pulling together some footage from before that you may have already seen, and there's some new stuff in
Yeah.
there as well.
I
So
I think it's worth saying that that website is new. It's written in a different technology than the previous one, which was just, you know, WordPress. You work with what you've got in house at the time. But this is also an MVP, and we do have a long roadmap for the website again.
it's a
So
really important
this
point. Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
day
this is
day one.
MVP. That's a great point. I'm glad you mentioned that because we have now set up with the foundation of this. A lot of what you don't see behind the scenes of the website is is the infrastructure and the central admin that we've been building that will allow us to tack on modules like the Copious Academy, if
Yeah.
we end up naming it that, or the dashboard where you get to view all your different NFTs and your rewards and things like that. So this is setting us up for some really cool future stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the video up here.
Go.
Yeah, okay. So here, a refreshing lakeside scene from Solace. Ooh, that's new.
Yeah, these the overhead there. It's, it's amazing. Um,
Beautiful. You can see upgrades to some of the graphics here with the rock structures as well.
and out of those caves, then I mean
Yeah,
that foreshadows what's in front and behind.
yeah, that's an old clip, but still a beauty. Ooh, a
The
new view to the waterfalls in Solace.
Yeah,
Some of
and
the
this will be playing on the website. So this is not something that I don't think we're going to share on YouTube. This will be playing in the background of the website.
yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So
So
you will,
it won't have the audio with it or anything like that on the website, but this will be on the background of the website. Ooh, the back side of the T1. Or no, wait. Yeah.
is that a leak?
Huh? It might have been a leak. Well, we've shown some of that. Was that the COPICafe vehicle?
More views of
Yeah.
Esperanza there.
Yeah.
Police cars. I wonder what they're foreshadowing.
Public transport, interior
Looks
vehicle light kit,
Mythic. Yeah.
some of the PvP game. Uh, yeah, lots of fun stuff.
Multiplayer racing. That's coming.
So soon, man. Don't it? You know, it's a struggle with patience in game building because the kid in me wants it all out right now.
Yeah.
You know, but all right. Well, that's it. That was a quick and fun leak for you guys. We're incredibly excited about it. Uh, hope you are as
We may
well.
share that little clip on Twitter because Twitter's quite capable of sharing something like that in the future. But yeah, look out for that on our new website. Well, you won't be able to miss it. To be
Yeah,
fair,
you won't be able to miss it. We're going to be screaming it from major announcements, from Twitter, from everywhere. Go look
yeah.
at what we've done. Again, it is the MVP, but um,
But when
man,
you
it
get
is the setup of a legit website. It's fast. It's going to set us up for SEO, for moving forward in that direction, for Copious Academy, just for so
yeah,
much that we want to do. I think,
when we do share it, you'll have chance to kind of pause it. So if you do pause this video or that video in the future on the rear end of the vehicle, when you get your hands on the game, which will be quite won't be far away, you'll be able to change all the vehicles and zoom in, zoom out, walk around them, so you'll be able to see that 4K detail. So I mean, there's hints of it on video, but when you've actually got it on your 4K PC running in that high, yeah, you will you will see that, you know, the detail is absolutely incredible. For some stuff, like, you don't even need to go to that level, but what we have done. Well,
you're
they've done.
so it's such a good point. When and I really finally realized how amazing our quality is
Mhm.
at at CNFTCon when I first saw it on a monitor, on a huge monitor in
Yeah,
4K, and they were playing the game in 4. You don't see that quality when you're streaming in Discord, when you're streaming on YouTube. There's you can get close, but you're
yeah.
not there. And the quality of actually playing it right in front of you uh, is just remarkable. It makes
But
it that much more immersive.
I think it's not just a case of creating really nice, high detailed graphics. When you look at the flying vehicles, you have to have an understanding of how vehicles put together, the parts in there, the science. When you look at the brakes, how the brakes affect the aerodynamics. So there's
Mhm.
way more knowledge than just creating some. And these vehicles have never existed before, so you can't just go on Google and go show me what a bubble jet looks like, or look at the back end of a T1, and then look at that rocket science. Which it is. It's rocket science. So some of
Are you
this
calling
we
us rocket scientists?
well, not us, the artists.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah,
Let's not go
yeah,
there.
they're the rocket science. But yeah, some part of this is rocket science because we're literally creating rockets.
Well, we have definitely created within our digital scope the ability to travel through space in a very interesting way with the cloud gates,
Yeah.
which was a unique problem to solve on the game side. I didn't think that it would be, but it is more than you would imagine goes into it. Anyways, we hope you enjoyed the show. It was a quick episode. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.